Live exclusively on DAZN. A champion with a disputed crown. A self-proclaimed king without a throne. Vegas crowns champions. Barrios versus Garcia. February 21st. Enter the promo code at checkout to get an exclusive discount on the pay-per-view when bought with a DAZN subscription. Rules and restrictions apply.
This is Colin McGuigan for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by the legendary Joe Goosen in Las Vegas. Joe, up against a former fighter of yours in Ryan Garcia. Does that give Mario Barrios an advantage coming into this fight?
No, I think I set it up at the dais here. You know, even though Ryan and I shared 3 training camps together and, you know, worked very closely on a lot of things, the bottom line is that if you're going to try to dissect a fighter and what they do, you want to look at fight tape. Yeah, so to know him more personally, that's one thing that I do have with Ryan, is that I know him personally. But what's important is, do I know him technically? And even if I hadn't trained Ryan, and like I said, I've beaten other fighters with my fighters that I've never trained before. So that's not the all-important factor. The bottom line is, I know Ryan, but if you really want to get the details of what to do against Ryan, you watch his fight tapes. And that's what I've done. Mario and I have gone over the tapes and different fights. And that really does suffice.
What's changed for Mario Barrios from last time he was out under a different trainer to now? What's changed?
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what his other trainers were doing. I do know his other trainer, Bob Santos. And, basically you have to scrutinize what Mario did in his fights in the past, which I've announced quite a few of them. And, as you're announcing fights, you're also looking at what he should be doing and not be doing in a fight. And so, I had that past experience with Mario where I've called his fights, and you could see where there were some things he needed to work on. And without getting into the weeds here, when he got to my gym, we talked about a lot of that before we proceeded to start doing drills and scrutinizing and addressing his flaws and strengths, and you take it from there. It's not complicated, but it's definitely time consuming, and there's a lot of minutia involved.
Conor Benn placed a bet of $763,000 on Mario Barrios to beat Ryan Garcia. What do you make of that?
Nigel Benn bet.
No, Conor Benn. Nigel Benn's son.
I'm sorry, Conor Benn bet
$763,000 on Mario Barrios to win on Saturday night.
Well,
that sounds like someone who's sure of something that's going to happen.
He's making the right bet.
In terms of the difference in Mario, do you believe this is going to be the best Mario Barrios that we see?
Without a doubt. Like I said, Mario Barrios, after about 3 weeks into our training, now we trained for close to 3 months. In his 3rd or 4th week during training, he said, Ryan Garcia doesn't know what's coming. So he felt everything that we were working on was going to really benefit him, and was going to raise his game like never before. He tells me, he said, I don't think I've ever been this prepared for a fight in years. So Mario is, believe me, he's going to be a different guy. He was a different guy in sparring compared, I heard from, some of his former coaches that, he's not really a gym fighter, and that's true with some guys. But, the more we worked, the better he got at sparring. And by the end of the day, he was dominating all the sparring.
Well, Joe, I know you have to go. Last one. Can you give us a prediction of how you think this ends on Saturday night?
How it ends? Well, I mean, there's only one way it can end for me and our team, and that's with Mario Barrios getting his hand raised.
Joe Goosen, thank you for your time as always. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Live exclusively on DAZN, a champion with a disputed crown, a self-proclaimed king without a throne. Vegas crowns champions, Barrios versus Garcia, February 21st. Enter the promo code at checkout to get an exclusive discount on the pay-per-view when bought with a DAZN subscription. Rules and restrictions apply.